Oops. Mute my own stream. Alright. So I'm gonna bring down my editor size a bit. I am now in glorious 1080p. Raise the bitrate a little bit, but it should mean that my code is crystal clear. And it looks like it is. That's nice. So, let's pull in the latest stuff from the rest of the team. Then, Gegi added satellite data to the entities, so you should be able to still pick them off. Go 8K. I could upscale it to 8K, but I'm on a 1080p monitor, so tank models should be a bit better now, and better textures. Let's see. Go ahead and start it up. Yeah, it looks like tanks are more or less working. This song is like from an OST by Zircon, and it's still really good. I usually don't get into soundtrack music that much. Getting there. Still an issue. Oh right, the update tag. Let's see. Oh, the antenna has a texture. It's nothing crazy, but it's not bright blue anymore. Need to get a better particle texture. Yeah, see, that needs to be fixed. That shouldn't support structure. Cool. Well, let's batteries. And let's just coat the bottom in thrusters, right? We'll see if it works. If I turn it into an entity, it'll fall, and it's doing its thing, and it should still show up. No two string, but yeah. Cool. Yeah, we need to work on dynamic centering and all that. That'll eventually. But still shows. And then we can launch it. And then away it goes. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. That's weird. It's like rotated 180 by default. Probably fix that. Whee! Alright. Let's see what the others are working on. Let's mess with the tank a bit. Because structural modules should pass a state. Oh. Darn. That was a payload attacher. Interesting. Added stuff I didn't know about. Fuel tank should be... not sure. Okay. Reload, because I pulled in a new tank texture. It looks like. Ah, yes. That's funny. Alright. What happens if I do this? That works. Yeah. Let's see if it's connected. Oop, did I just buffered for me for a sec? Problem with the tank is that the side be rendered is kind of nonsense. Doesn't need any of this. The side. Turn that. Or honestly, I don't think we need custom logic here at all. Like, what is that even doing? Nothing. Works fine. Side needs to not be rendered if it's next to one of these, so... Oh, that didn't work. Side should be rendered if it is connected. No. Oh, close. Why are those still... I don't understand. Side. Hey, Dinnerbone. West or south. So it's connected to the west or south and is structural. Yeah. Weird, but it'll work. isn't this getting called? Oh, oh, oh. No? Still not getting called. Really? There we go. It doesn't get the actual state though. No. Wrong tank. Lock. Fuel. Fuel tank. Oh, it relies on itself. Oh, that's no good. Hmm. What? Ah. Come on, Twitch. Alright. What was that? I think I know what that was. Yeah. Why? Why is it like that? Oh, oh, oh. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. Now I can't place stuff on these corners, but I can here. Sorry, I'm back. Now the only issue is if you change the tanks, then bleh. So there needs to be like some kind of checking. Stuff can stay attached. So let's do that. I think I could just override can blocks and stay. No, on neighbor change. That's tile entity. I think that'll work. Neighbor change, is that it? Yeah. Wait, why is this one deprecated? Oh, it's one of those state ones. Oh. Is this called with actual state, I wonder? No. And this is where I need to pop off. So I'm gonna look at like cactus. Let's see what they do. Right block. Huh, you. Hey, Cazador. Welcome. Boy, I sure wish Twitch would stop opening up random things that cover up stuff. There we go. So when a fuel tank placed, it needs to make sure that it triggers a neighbor update from all of its connected tanks as well. I know it's the same code. I can extract that out. Method. Yep. Hey Tyler, working on ModJam stuff. It is a mod called Practical Space Fireworks. In fact, it's called that, and I have to explain this enough that I should probably put it in my title. Let me do that. So, but I'll explain while I'm doing it while the game's launching. It's about satellites and different things they can do. So, I don't want to give away too much, but you can watch and kind of figure it out as you go. Yeah. I'll say practical space fireworks development. Update that. Should be changed. I don't know, Twitch takes forever to update titles. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let's go big mode and see what happens. I might have missed some chat there because I reloaded a few times. Alright. Can't place this. Can't place it here. Haha! So no more cheaty cheat. I placed down a bunch of tanks. These things will not like to connect that tank like that. No, that's not valid. Or if I just do something simple like break that, it pops off. And that should be global, so I think, yeah, batteries don't like it either, so if I connect those to some struts, connect that and a battery, break that, they pop off. They don't like that. That's perfect. Exactly what I want. Okay. Add neighbor data for module placement. They're gonna fail because I think they've connected some stuff. Committed. Well, if by fireworks you mean satellites, then you're in luck. Probably make a satellite that would fail and explode, and you call that a firework. What has been committed since I last messed with it? Particles ignore distance. Oh, that's a good idea. I wondered if that was possible. So now let's make a launch vehicle. Bunch of thrusters. Tanks in it. There we go. And then more struts. Fuel tank here. Nope, nope. And a antenna. And we'll put a battery underneath the controller. Oh, can't do that. Fine. Controller. Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. I see. Now that's a problem. That right there is a dupe. Because these popped off, because as it goes through the structure, it sets everything to air. And it detects that and says that's no longer valid, a place for me to be. So I need to... I need to know the flags. Let me go back to small mode. Notify neighbors is flag 1. I do want to mark the block for update. I want an immediate render update, so N flag 10. Do it. The new state is 8 N. Go. All right. We can send this one off. Let's send it off, shall we? Away she goes. Oh my god. Oh, I love that the particles don't. They ignore distance. It's so good. Through the sun. Yeah, let's try that again. So if I build another one of similar shape. put some... those on there. On. Oh, yeah, see, that's a bug. That though. Doesn't like being attached there. Even though it's connected. Yeah, there's some render glitches now. You can see through. We'll just make a small one. Cool. No more dupes. I do need to figure out why the fuel tank thinks. I know why. I know why. This. Get actual state. Build tank out like this, like that. I put a strut down here, break it. Oh, it stays now. Oh no, it doesn't. No. Paused in the development. Okay. Yeah, it wants to destroy it. So let's start this. Oh, this is always direction.up, isn't it? Tricky, actually. Yeah, no, the direction needs to be set properly. No reason it shouldn't be. For placement. Wait, no, it should be set. Hold up. Facing up. Oh no. That, yeah, this is just. Yeah, there we go. Now it doesn't disagree with its own status. Cool that the tanks connect like that. That is. Oh, well now it's doing that. Because it doesn't think these are structural. Ha. I see. Weird. I'll improve that more later. For now, I'm gonna push this fix. Oh, well, always with the... Okay. So we have some better fuel tank textures now. Try those out. Getting somewhere, huh? Oops. Oh no. Why don't they like it? This was just working. tricky with how it wants to be built. Alright, just filling the rest of the team in. I need to figure out when was it doing that? Break this again. That's gonna have to be nullable. Sometimes we need to just know. Nothing. Like in this case, you know. Like null means like reflect on yourself. Hey cities, welcome. That's gonna break everything. Whoa! Forgot I still had that active. Thanks for the follow, or the host. That was a bit loud, let me know. Turn it down. Let me just say if connecting turn true. That way fuel tanks are always structural for themselves. Important part. Hey, Rapthera. Welcome. Yeah, it has been a while. Anything? Almost. Ooh, close. All right. Some more. Oh. Um, oh. But the problem there, it iterates through everything. Really no need for that, because everything's a module. I'd actually simplify things a lot, but I'd need to grab the tile entity. I don't have the world. No, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Okay. By the face. Yeah, if it's a module, then search through it. And then, if I do that, I don't need to loop here. Those struts are modules, so it doesn't really matter. Should already be, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's actually better if we just use null here. Shouldn't really care. Alright, that's a pretty core change, how it works. Did I ever end up doing a modded Factorio server? Yeah, kinda. I played on a modded server with some friends, and it was fun, but I didn't stream it much. I remember I played on a modded server with people, and then I don't know. I was a bit overwhelmed, and I didn't play as much, and everybody progressed without me, so I didn't feel like I really learned it. So I went back and played in single player a bit, and kind of dove into like angels and bobs and all that stuff. But I never streamed it. I don't know. I can't really stream single player stuff. You can tell if, like right now, this is by myself, and I just giant gaps of silence. It's great. All right. So let's see if the structure forming actually works. I just kind of changed how it works critically. Looks like I can... Oh, that still pops off. Oh, because it was connected to the bottom. Right. Okay, that's acceptable. It's not connected to the bottom, it's fine. So let's see, does it find everything? Does. Cool. Let's build another one. And give it some boosters. Tank UVs are a little wonky, but the texture's way better than it was before. Add a light. It flips 180. Away it goes. Perfect. Hey, I'd say yeah. Looking pretty good for what we've got. I'm working on ModJam. This is going on this weekend. Working on this with oh, thanks, Koala. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in. That should be, I should be able to just pull it and refresh. Yep. Let's go big screen. Right. Try again. Oh yeah. Looks like the reload didn't take. Interesting. Doesn't really look any different. I'm gonna reload entirely. Yes, ModJam, as Sarge accidentally tweeted. He did the whole capitalization thing, but he accidentally left an N capitalized in the tweet, so it read out ModJam. Ooh. Hey, Koala, you watching? That's not quite right, I don't think. Oh boy. It's like, I think it's got, this usually happens when it's like UV's mapped over itself. But probably, I don't know, that's weird looking. Cause it's like, it's right, I can see underneath it. Yeah, ship it. Here, I'll ship it. Ship it into space. Bye-bye. Go away, buggy textures. Oh no, there's more. This one's dead. It has no thrusters. There we go. Yeah, it's something else. I've seen UV problems like that before, but I can't pin exactly what's going on. Almost like there's two layers, because you can see the textures underneath it working fine. I don't know. And then there's this. Which is interesting. Anyways, yeah, let me push these fixes. Sorry for the blinding texture errors. I was told they were fixed. They only got worse. I'm interested actually what it, uh-oh. Wait, is that going the right way or the wrong way? But the bad way? I can never remember. It's unfortunate. I'm sure we'll, yeah. I think 4x4 should probably not form a diamond. Looks a little odd. That would require like a lot more logic. Oh, you fixed it? Okay. I will try again. Right after I see what this looks like in here. That looks interesting in there. It just doesn't even render it. It's like, nah. Alright, let's pull again. See if it's actually fixed now. Actually fix the UVs. There's always one of those where it's like, fix this. No, now I actually fixed it. Nope. The OBJ loader doesn't seem to like in-game reloading. Don't know why. Must be a bug in Forge. Once again, Principal Rocks. PR time. GUIs are interesting. Oh, PR to Forge, yeah. Don't think I'm going to spend the time working on a Forge PR when I have less than 60 hours to get this done. No thanks. Yeah, that looks really nice. I mean, the seams here are a little strange, but it kind of works. I like it. We need to work on the that. Oh, this is cool. Oh, where'd my struts go? I might do it after, but I don't know. I'm gonna start up here. And up. 4 on. And let's build some tanks. I love how that works. A little weird, but it's pretty cool when it works. There we go. Got a big old fuel tank. Then stick some boosters on the bottom of it. The antenna for good measure. A battery. And even charge the battery. Check it out. Pretty instant. But it is charged. And we can even check over here. And there it is. Our lovely craft. Would actually look better if we... Oops. Well, it is what it is now. I formed it. We'll probably make forming like something in the GUI instead of right-clicking, because I want you to be able to bury the controller inside it. Yeah. Go. Oh no, it doesn't have enough power. The tanks are really heavy. Oh, we got another dupe there. Annoying. Nope. It just falls. Yeah, we had a few of the thrusters pop off. Fractal, I'm sure we will be adding more like fun effects like that, but right now we're focused on like making it actually function. But explosions and such will definitely be in the pipeline, just probably later on. Now here's one of the weird things you can do, right? There's no like center of gravity calculations. So this is a totally valid craft. And it will totally fly. Well, no it won't. But it would if I did like... like that. Which just looks silly. And then, go! That makes total sense. I'd love to do some kind of like physics vector calculations, but it's a bit much. We need to focus on functionality, not physics. The one thing I could fix right now is the whole flipping 180 degrees. Oh, that's pitch. I want 180 yaw. 0 pitch. See if that works. Yeah. Okay. How long do we have? That is an excellent question. I believe we have through Monday. Let's see, what is ModJam? It ends in 2 days, 20 hours, 10 minutes, and 15 seconds. You can look for yourself at modjam.net. And there's a list of participants as well. I am on there, somewhere. Yes, towards the bottom, as my name would imply. And there's also a Discord you can join and chat with others about things. Alright. I'm not sure what to do next. I guess I could work on this a bit more. Because it's a bit wonky at the moment. So let's build a few spacecrafts just to have them. What's that, Lance? Oh, there's another Lance. Must kill the imposter. Alright, so now there's a bunch and I can scroll. Let's actually put in one more so that the list scrolls a bit more. Alright, so we need a bit of buffering on the top. I think I can set all these things. Let's just say X size minus 20 for the width, but I don't know how. Like, the entries are really budged up on the top, and I don't know how to fix that. Actually, that might be my fault. Might be where I'm drawing it on the screen. Yeah, slot top plus slot buffer. Nope, that's way too much. Slot height over 2. That. Seems wrong. Oh wait, I know what it is. There. A bit better. And if we reopen it, full list. Cool, cool. All right. And when you select it, there needs to be a way to go back. So I need a button. Button time. Put it in the bottom right, I guess. So it needs to go. Size. It's 20. 20. Back. Height and 50 long. Yeah, I don't know. Escape is usually reserved for just get out of the UI completely. I find that when mods override what escape does, it breaks user expectation. You know, like they expect, oh, all right, I'm done, I want to get out, I just hit escape. I would be okay with making something like right click go back, just as a shortcut. Visible, false. Because it only needs to be visible. Need to override action performed. I don't know what Eclipse is doing right now. There it goes. Okay, that should reset the state. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, and that's like what JEI does, but I don't know. I'll try it and I'll see how it feels. Hello again, Wei. You like that emote, huh? All right. Wow. You think I mixed up the height and width? I'm pretty sure I did. Because unlike anything else ever, Forge does width height. Yeah. Cool. Also not in the right place at all. Does it need to be like that? Yeah, I guess. Minus 50, minus 10 to get some buffer. 20 minus 10 for some buffer. There we go. That's a pretty nice little spot for it. Goes back and it goes back to the list. Easy. Some of these are busted, because they get busted. That's another thing. I'll fix that. That one turned into an entity, but it doesn't matter. It'll still show up. Now, I think I can control the height. Content height? No. No, you can't change the size of a slot per slot. That would be nice, but yeah. So, oh well. Alright. Let's add more stuff. So let's put a text field in for the name. Gotta be able to name it. Which also means that my satellite interface, let's go back to code, needs a name function. It's got this ID, but default that out, and then yeah. And everything breaks. Need tile controller is a satellite. Implements the capability, but it doesn't let me set the name. Means I need now a proper class that's saved to disk. Yes, defaulting is very nice. Grab all this garbage. Now, he's already got an entity-bound satellite. Need to make the tile-bound satellite in here. Was that an alarm noise in this song? I think it was. It's a song called Good Morning. Freaked me out. Alright. Where did these get their ID from? They take it from the entity. But I don't... No, tile entities don't have. I used IntelliJ momentarily. Didn't really like the workflow, so I switched back. Plus, the only reason I started using it was because my Eclipse was being weird, and I reinstalled Eclipse and then it was fine. So I didn't really have much reason to like force myself to keep using it. So, you know. Thanks for the follow, Fractal. Controller. Ability. Oh. That work currently? Ah. Return. Build block accesses. Don't. How did I? Hang on. How did I do that here? Quest modules. Code I didn't write, so I'm like, wait, I never wrote that. How'd that work? Ah, of course it was just this. Whoa. Ah. Why does this break sometime? Oh. There we go. Alright, so we're going to need to store name. This is not final. Hey, Vagra. I'm good. I'm not reading chat a ton. I'm a bit in the zone. Write the realize MBT. Yeah, this can't be final either. The mod is going to be about making freeform satellites that do different things based on whatever's connected to them. And then you shoot them into space, which is pretty cool. There we go. Then it should just be a matter of I don't have any MBT on this one yet. Oh. Hey, Henry. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's pretty cool. It's not the first time I've done anything quite like it. And I'm actually in Chisel. That little preview window that shows in the iChisel is basically the same idea. It assembles a section of the world, though in this case it's hard-coded rather than taken from the world, but that's pretty easy. But it's just used to render there. All we're doing here is we're attaching that to an entity renderer and making sure it's scaled and twisted the right way. Although Genki went crazy with it and made it all based on VBOs right off the bat. So it's pretty efficient, just about as efficient as a chunk would be. I would not have gone that route right away because I would have messed it up for 2 hours. But it works. Yeah, we've been working pretty good as a team so far. Koala's been doing a good amount of the art, but he's switching gears now, moving to some code while Gegi works on the art. I'm worthless with models and textures, so I'm just sticking to this GUI stuff. Alright, so now that we've got that saved, we need to add a text field. Name? Own an ID. I don't even think that's used, but whatever. Width will be like, I don't know, 100, and height is usual 20. I need a Y position. Yep. Oh, it takes mouse clicked, of course, because that like makes actual sense. What else does it need? Needs key typed, right? So yeah, I think I need key typed. I think that's the right thing. Oh, not key T. Good job, Eclipse. Yeah, that seems to be hooked up correctly. And then I just need to draw it. So draw text box. Alright, let's see if that works. And I'm also going to need to bump this stuff down to 30. Yeah, the camera stuff that Crazy Pants originally made is basically untouched for going on 3 or 4 years now. We just update it and we're like, it works, don't touch it. So it founds. Oh no, right. So tile-bound satellite. That's these. Yeah, look at all of them. Whoa. Right. That whole chestnut. This returns a boolean if not that. If that, then return. And get out. Okay, do that after. Otherwise, it takes control and, ooh, null string not allowed. Okay. Actually, let's leave that. Just write the setter ourselves. No, not set name. But I don't want to save that, so I'm going to save null to empty name. Actually, no. We'll just make it non-null. That makes it easier. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not magic. It's just he has Crazy Pants built up such a humongous library of rendering code that, like, to understand it all requires a college education and, like, a week of time. It's definitely doable, though. Alright, so if I did this right, it should actually, like, show the name. Let's just do test. Stays. Wait, why does it stay? No, that's because the GUI is still the same. If I exit and come back, it does not stay. Work on that next. This should not be there. Change the wrong number. Close. There we go. The question is, it's not getting the modules anymore. Entity bound. Working on these. It is. So something's up with the entity ones, but that's not my code. Get F's plural. No. Need a packet. Packet set name. Oh, you know what I just remembered? That I have a bug in this one. I'm gonna call it this. There. Yeah. Thanks, Wei. I'll switch back. Always forget. There we go. And I just need to register that. He's not. He's on mobile data all weekend, unfortunately. So he's not even watching. But I am constantly checking Discord, even though you can't see it. And he has got a battery model working. So we'll see that soonish. Alright. Then here it's just a matter of go. With that, it should save to the actual craft. Close the other one. Nightway. See you tomorrow, maybe. I'll probably be doing this again. Mod is called Practical Space Fireworks. It's about satellites. And I don't really want to give away too much, other than just kind of watch and see what I'm doing, and you'll probably figure it out. The idea is that there's, you can build it freeform. So it's kind of a multi-block. Knowing the code behind it, I would hesitate to call it a multi-block. It's more like a really smart block that scans everything around it. So like this one, the controller, the iron thing that looks like iron. It's not. It's just kind of every once in a while looking at everything that's connected to it and telling you what it is. So if I call this ASDIF, I go back. Did not update. Let's set this down to 1, shall we? Got the 1, test, back. Not saving. Why not? I probably shouldn't send this packet every time. Should probably be sent. Let's put this somewhere else. We'll call this that. Where the action performed here? Oh, I also need to down here. I need to say tf name set text graph.get name. That would help. Also, if the GUI is closed unexpectedly, to update name. If we have a craft selected. I'm sure we're not. It's a pretty popular concept. It makes it interesting. It's not just like plop down, like old-fashioned, quote-unquote, would be considered, you craft a satellite and then place it down as a single thing, whereas this is like entirely freeform. Okay, so it gets the name, kinda. Oh. Alright, I need to make... I also need to render not toString, but get name. Big screen. All right. So we get the name. Let's see. If I delete the name and go back, it crashes, which is definitely what I wanted to happen. Update name. Of course. That needs to come first. Before I delete current craft. If satellite Alright. Try that one more time. It is kind of a space mod, yeah. You won't be going to space, though. You'll only be sending things to space. We're not making a space dimension or anything like that. It's not like Galacticraft or any of those other things. Those are more focused on actually physically going to space and exploring. This is more on, you know, specifically satellites and what you can do with them. Let's call this Stupid Satellite, because it's just real dumb. And there it is. It saves, and if I come back to it, it's called Stupid Satellite. And even if I add to it, it should keep its name. So let's see. You know, add all this stuff. Got all this stuff now, so now it's not stupid, it's really fast. Because if I send it off, it's really fast. Bye-bye. And I can still... see, that doesn't transfer over. And eventually it will die and go into space. But there's going to be a transfer from an entity like that to just kind of data. But the idea is it'll be then in space and orbiting. Or just kind of hovering, because, you know, you can't really orbit over a flat, infinite plane. So we're going with just kind of hover, and we might do something like a predefined path. Like you could maybe, like, say go from here to here and just kind of go back and forth. Right. So let's see, let's build another one. Tank, and antenna, and a controller. There it is. Small satellite number 1. Back. Stays there with its name. Geostationary orbit. Yeah, that's what it would be. That's the real life equivalent. You can think of it like that. I like how it kind of loads in real quick. I just need to get the name to transfer over to the entity. Honestly, we don't really need scan structure to be public anymore. I'm gonna break some stuff. Let's go back to code. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, but I like that it shows in the UI. Yeah, because I don't really need that, because I should be able to just do satellite raft equals. Don't need a cast either. Just get capability satellite. Have a constructor that takes. No. We'll just have to do craft.get. Wait. What? We got rid of that. Or was it iController that did that? Nope. Huh, must have gotten rid of that. Okay, so never mind then. That will need to remain public. Need to do spacecraft get ability. That name. Get name. Transfer the name over. And that should do it. Devagra, currently I don't think we're planning to have players launch themselves into space. Because that would require us to make a dimension for space, you know, like a whole thing. And that's a lot of extra scope that we're currently just not ready to. Maybe after ModJam if we keep it going, but not right now. As far as functionalities go, the idea is that there's a bunch of different modules and you can kind of combine them in any way you want. Currently we're just working on the basic like resource modules like batteries, thrusters. An antenna will be for like communication purposes. You need one or multiple if you want it to be really far away or like an upgraded one. And then after that we'll probably work on the utility modules, which would be like say a scanner which will map an area or be some kind of weapon. Something like that. It will carry them up, but at a certain point, currently, at a certain point, the entity disappears, and then you would fall back down, and presumably die. But we might, you know, special case it with players and entities and stuff, and make it so that, like, if you're on a rocket, you burn up in the atmosphere, and, you know, have a funny death message or something. I think that would be appropriate. Ignore me getting that Ender IO achievement every time. There. Looks silly. Bump it up. So call it. This is the old one, so let's kill that. Ugh. Can't see anything. Good point. Here we go. Still can't see anything. Hello? There it goes. Oh. There we go. Okay. So let's activate this one. Well, nope. Let's name it. Big satellite. It's a big one. And activate it. And it didn't transfer. Why not? Why not? I know why. It's a client server issue. It doesn't know the name on the client. Actually, no. It's because I never implemented it. Does nothing. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what we'll do, something like that. I think currently they disappear at 1,000, but could easily be raised. All right, that should do it, and then. Doesn't serialize it at all. I don't know how he's serializing this. I guess it's not. Yeah, no, it's not. All right, let's see. I think it should send it to the client now. And yes, IHTTT. I am in a team with Gegi and Expensive Koala. And it looks like the battery model's done, so I'll pull that in a sec. Alright. You're a dud. Let's make a little one. Little satellite. Alright. And boop. Didn't stick. Damn. Why didn't it stick? Hmm. Setter. Either way, that name is 21300. That should... Hang on, let me switch to little mode. Oh, God. That would explain it. And have the serialization code in here. Is gonna be actually no, name's fine. All right. I think our packet's not working right either. Is it? I only send in the module data from the server, not the name. Really, I should fix that to send the entire satellite over the network. Now that it's serializable. Where was I? Packet set name. I want to see if this is actually doing anything. What? Whoa. How remote control system. Oh, I'm sending the wrong position. That would do it. Get container. Yeah, not that. Craft position. That should fix that. Okay. Hate it. Ah ha ha, it's still called test, but it doesn't render correctly. Oh wait, no it does. What? Hang on, what? Huh. My search code's messed up. I don't know. I've never had it mess up like that. Still there? Alright. There she goes. No way, it's still alive. What? Ah, there it goes. Alright. That's craft naming mostly done. Let's pull in the new the new battery model and see what it looks like. Lap a battery. Oh, that was an entity. Okay, bye. Battery. Watch it go from purple and black block to that. Nice. Oh yeah, make this thing, make a battery ship. Just, I need some fuel. Take some batteries to space, please. Slowly. Very slowly. Let's add a position to the data to Y and Just a sanity check. That color. Alright, so if we take a craft and kind of bulky battery, 2 batteries actually. And let's see, so position, oh, it's this one, 101. Now, can I update it here? Can. Cool. Launch. You can see it take off. That's cool. So around 1,000 it should disappear. I don't really know what's going to happen then. It just stops. It's gone. Interesting. Instead of it just disappearing... no. Ideally, Fractal, it won't disappear. It'll transfer to being, quote-unquote, in orbit. Will be in orbit. But, like, as far as the code goes, it's just... Ugh, that's... It's, transitioning from an entity to something else, just like random data. So it won't disappear from the GUI, eventually. It'll stay. And we'll track the position another way. Fake it somehow. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, here we go. All right. A pretty good stopping point, but I don't know. Don't really want to stop, but I'm not sure what to do next. Oh, it's gone. I don't know, I kind of want to clean up, like, how it looks in here. It's a bit bland. Also, this could be wider. Ugh. Look for bugs. Oh, trust me, there's plenty. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix this text field width. Because it can be wider. Do 120. How does that look? A little too much. 115. That's good. All right. Okay. Really stop writing magic numbers. Annoying to change. Out synced up. A little darker. Too dark. Many numbers. Dark. Yeah, I might add a background to it eventually. Weird, it feels like it's somewhere in between this one and the other one. That's good enough for now, though. But before I work on the background, I'm going to make it automatically centered, I think. So, like, if I get rid of this right here. Stop that. It's kind of not rotating around its center. Center is the top left back corner of that middle block. Those translates are necessary to rotate around the middle. I need to find the proper middle, which is like left. I do. I can't get the parts of it. How do I build it initially? I build it. Oh, right. I don't even need that. So I just need to look at the render world. Model. Alright, let's see what that does. If I did it right, it should center it on the geographic center. Geographic? Yeah, is that the right word? The centroid of the shape. And Fractal, I just saw your earlier message. It doesn't shrink if it's really large. That's kind of the problem I'm trying to solve right now. Nope. Still rendering around its origin. Actually, that's close, but it's still. Are these values? Half x is 0. That's wrong. I guess it's not. I think I need to do. To move it out. I don't know why it's not. There it is. Why is it still? What's on here? Oh, I think I know. Because it needs to be. Not just the difference, it's the difference between that point and the current center is easy to calculate. not origin. I don't need to calculate that. It's always going to be the same. That can't be it. Oh, seems to be, though. That's right smack in the middle. It's just not rotating around the right point. Lifted the wrong way. Why does it? Still rotating around its center. Can't. Should be rotating around. It's going around that point, but it should be rotating around right here. Don't know why it's not. Oh, half-axis is still 0. What? What? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so now set that to 0 and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's close. Question is why it's so far down. It's centered correctly vertically. Oh wait, because I'm... No, then it... So this is the origin then. Ah. I don't understand this. Translating... up. The max minus the min. Why isn't it pausing? Fy is 2. Right, because it's 4 blocks tall, so it should be 2 blocks. I'm going to translate it up by 2 blocks. Good work. That goes way too far. Oh, it seems like I don't need to translate that at all. Okay, fine. Excuse me. Oh. That was the error all along right there. Yeah. B over 4. Look at that. Now it's right. I just need to do... I don't understand. Oh. It's 0. It's... Oh, it's right at the bottom of that block. I see, I see, I see. So half y minus 8? No. What? What? I don't understand why this is so confusing. There we go. That's what it is. It's a very scientific process, as you can tell. That looks centered to me. Let's try with some different shapes. Centered vertically, but it's not rotating around the right point. Going around the middle of this block. Wrong. Yeah, that moves the rotation point, but that's not the problem. Plus 16 maybe? Do they all need to be plus 16? Minus? That seems right. Go back to the other one. Yeah, but see, now that doesn't rotate. So what is the trick here? Base indeed. Oh, so close. I'm so close, that's why. It's like Alright, let's try some test cases. Let's see. Let's get a really wide graph like that. So yeah, adding extra here. Oh, I hate rotation stuff. Breaks my mind every time. I don't get it. Get the half size. Translate by that, and that should work. Alright, let's get the Y stuff for now. Let's focus on X and Z. Where is it rotating around? It's like... nowhere. On a hunch. Ooh. No. See, now it goes the wrong way. Over 4? Because that centers it in the middle of the left half. That part's fine. I know that part's working because if I get rid of this line, it's perfectly centered in this box, the rotation point. And that's what I want. But it should be rotating around this. half x is 8, half z is 48, which is 3, yeah, so 3 across. But it shouldn't be 3. Yeah, no, 3's right. And then half x is 8, so half a block, and then half y is 8. So those values are right. Yeah, that's what I was doing before, but because in this case I actually want it to rotate around the center, which is wherever I translate it to. But I think you're onto something, because I think the issue is that my origin and what I'm translating based off of don't match up. Because like I'm translating assuming that's it. You just rubber ducked me. I'm translating based on the lowest part of the model, but the origin is that center block. So I need to first translate out. So get rid of the rotation for now. 8 minus. Translate there. Now we're at the origin, so then we want to rotate it. Then translate back by the half values. God, that's such a shot in the dark. Oh my god. Okay. That actually worked, kind of. Because if you look, it's rotating perfectly around the middle. Let's go big screen so you can see it. It's rotating perfectly around the middle, but its position is off. Probably because I need to undo this translation after. So nope. Nope. You're right, I should check the other ones. They are all rotating around. Nope, that one's not. Good call. Really? So this one and this one are both working, but this one's not. That doesn't make any sense. Ugh. I'm about ready to just chuck this and just stick with what we had. I'm wasting too much time on it. Yeah, pretty much. Build this up from... Okay. Let's start over. Forget everything. So, the first thing we want to do is we've got it translated to there. That's first. But you want to build it backwards. So then we want to translate away half-size dimension. Next thing we want to do is translate to the minimum. So in.get x, y. That might have been what was missing actually. Do that. Then we want to translate the half sizes. So I have that already. Double. Then, when it's translated to the origin, we want to rotate it. Finally, I want to scale it up. And as is tradition, absolutely nothing renders. Why that is, I don't know. Okay. So I think it's the rotation. No. I never got doing it this way. Failing that. Hey. Oh. What? Oh, shush. Can't even get it to spin around. Why did that... Wait, what? Oh, that's not changing the rotation point. Hang on. Hang on. I have a good feeling about this change. Damn it. Ah! It should be setting the center to the center of everything. The geometric center is what I'm going for. But that's not happening, obviously. But again, this one works. And this one. Just this one that doesn't work. Are the values right? Yeah? Yeah? Values are correct. What happens if I get rid of this entirely? I assume it will spin around the origin. Should be the top left. Now it spins around this. Go after that. Ah, ha ha ha! There it is. That's what I want to see. Spinning around the origin of the whole thing. So now if I do this, oh, that, oh, there we go. All right, please, dear God, yes, yes. There we go. Now it's just a matter of positioning it properly. It currently is, I'm not sure how it's positioned actually. Let's get rid of this, and it should be nowhere. Change it to that. So it's the very bottom right corner of it is now the position origin. So I need to get affix stuff up here. Translate minus half y. No, not minus half y. That's a good question, actually. Where do you move it on the x-axis? I guess it would be the maximum of those two. minus half y. Done it right? Yes. Kind of. No. What? Get rid of that. That's right at the origin. So that's working. That puts it over there, so 4. And then y size over 2. There, right in the middle. That took way too long. Let's double check that that works for all crafts. No, not at all. Not the slightest. Try this one. Position origin is like the middle of this. Yeah. That what happens. Didn't do anything. You know what? I think I might. You think? Why? It should still be centered on the middle. No? Think it should be min? Game. Damn. You called it. Not bad. Yeah, I guess min makes more sense. Make that 10. Then we're back to where we were. Check that it keeps working. Yes. Look at that. Perfect centering all around. So now we just need to do the hell that is going to be scaling it to fit in the box. That can come later. I think currently you'd have to build something pretty big. Like this fits. But like, let's see. Oh, that's an entity. Well, let's see. Let's look at 1. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tall. 10 tall fits. About 12. 12 is where it starts getting out of hand. But I mean, that's a pretty big satellite. And I'm okay with it sticking out a little bit. It looks pretty nice, even though since it's centered. You can do scaling later. Oh boy, you were a good test subject. Now get out of here. One's a dud. Size of the structure. Yes, I absolutely could. It's whether I want to do the math for it after just doing all that. Because it's probably going to have a lot of similar. I could try it. I could try it. If it doesn't go well, we'll just undo. I'm not really sure of the math to do it. Because I'd have to know like the dimensions of this box. It seems like it's pretty close to 11 blocks tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So that's about the max height with 11 blocks. What about the width? I'm gonna guess it's about 6 across, I guess. That's a good question, actually. It should. Let's remove the rotation so that we can see it. Nope. It's gotta go down here. There we go. So it's a little less than 6. It's like, we'll have to call it 5, I guess. Right? Yeah, more or less. Let's see with different resolutions what happens. It's consistent. Yeah, because that doesn't change. It's scaled with the screen. So then, I did have 7 before, you're right. So it's 6. 6 across. So then what I'd need to do is figure out how much wider it is on any dimension than it can be. Find the dimension that it's the most out of bounds and then scale it down by that ratio. So say it was 12 wide and 11 tall. 11 tall fits, but 12 wide doesn't. And that's a factor of 2 times, so I would need to scale it down by half, or multiply the scale by half. That's the theory, anyways. Let's see if it works. Times 16. Change this up. I need the absolute length. Could just multiply it by 2, but that's, you know, too easy. Oops. So, actually, you know what? I'll just do this. $11. Right? Yeah. No. No, not 1 over. Would be... I'm not sure the math here. So if it's over by 1, over would be 16. So then I need to scale it down by... Oh, I need to keep track of which one it is. Yeah. Okay. Go back to this one. No, this one. No, it's just, yeah, let's just build this one a little taller. See what happens. Nope. It just formed it. Well, let's see anyways. It fits. Did that just work? Yeah, height over max height, which is what I did. Yeah. I think that just worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That just totally worked. Let's go even taller. See what happens. This one, right? First one. Yep. Oh, no. Damn. Oh boy, 2. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. It's definitely scaling it down. It's a question of how much. It should be hitting here, which it is. And over height is 144. Taller boy. Yeah. The max height is 176. So the factor of scale should be close to 1, right? Yeah. The question is, why didn't that work? Oh, because it's 1 minus that, isn't it? Right? Nope, that's way too much. Help me. I'm blanking on the math here. Something feels wrong. Because it should be close to 0.5. Is it over 2? No. If we get 1, it's like means we're 80% over. We should be scaling by yes, but it's not. We don't want to scale it to 20% because we're 80% over. We're 100% over. We want to scale it by half. So if it's 1, it should be 0.5. If we're 2 over, it should be a third. Not sure of the function there. 3 over would be a quarter. Oh, I know. No. No. No, 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 no. Over. Yeah. It still doesn't seem right. You know what? I might have to break out the pen and pencil over here. Pencil and paper. Yeah, close enough. Okay. The question we want to answer is how much bigger is this than the window? Which should just be bigger thing, the smaller thing divided by the bigger thing, right? Twice as long. Yes. What? Wait, how am I reinventing the wheel? Is there something that already exists for this? Oh, it already exists in Endercore, doesn't it? With the IO renderer. Yeah. Well, if I don't reinvent it, I'll never learn how it works, right? Twice as tall. No, it's the smaller one over the... Wait. No, it should just be... There. Nailed it. Who needs paper? I did, to, you know, figure it out. But now I don't. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now let's make sure it still works with the rotation. That is definitely the challenge. Seems to. No, not quite. It's not centered anymore. And I think I know why. It's because now that we've scaled it down. Yeah, no, you're right there, Iron Fractal. That's what I realized. It was 1 over the division I was doing, which is just the inverse of that division. So, yeah. So now I need to figure out how to get the rotation correct. Should this scale come first, maybe? Should it come before everything else? I don't think that'll work, but we can try it. Well, it's rotating around the center now. Later, Kojo. Yeah, you should probably get back to your own project. So maybe here? Now it rotates around the right point, but it's not centered around the right point. It's not positioned correctly. I think I need to leave it down here, but I need to do that, and then let's move this stuff up top, all the other calculations. And then when I position this, but I don't know the scale until after I've done that, so I need to back to looking at it top down. Oh, that doesn't work. I think what is doing that? What is doing that? That's the question. Because the scale should take place after all that math, so it shouldn't matter. Let's try it with a really long one. Oh god, yeah. So there's some kind of issue going on with the positioning on the width axis. Otherwise it's working okay. But without that final scale, it doesn't work. What? Nothing should have changed. Isn't that the best when you go back to where it, what you know, you're like, all right, this is where it was before, so it should definitely work now. It doesn't work at all. Like this one should be working, but it's centered way over there. It's rotating properly. It's just way out over there to the side. Or why? Yep, there it was. It was a max versus min. I thought max was correct. The question is why... I don't think it's max or min. I think it's just one or the other. Just use half x. Yeah. Can I see it top down, please? not rotating around its center anymore. Alright. I'm actually going to have to wrap it up pretty soon, so let's see if I can get this working real quick. I don't really understand why this is no longer working. Not quite in the center. This one's in the center. This one's in the center. One's in the center. That one's not visible. So why isn't this one in the center? This is a test. I know this isn't really a solution. Wouldn't be 16 either, it'd be 8. There. Now it's around the center, but see, it's not centered itself. Like, it was centered properly. It was just... that doesn't work on all of them. So now this one's off. The question is, why is it getting off by 8? Half a block. It's off by half a block. Why? I think I know why. No. Is this... It's already at... Hang on. minimum is -600, which is correct. Hang on, let me check something. Oh, that one's not right. That one is. That one is. What's going on? Some of them are wrong, some of them are right. Oh. See, I already did that once. Thing is, it's like close enough for me to just call it and say it's fine. Alright, I need to... set up some proper tests. So we need a few things. We need one that goes off in the X direction. So that is Z. So we need to do this way. And then one going right up. So that's three that all fly off in different directions. That one is centered. That one is not centered. It goes around this block. This one is centered. It goes around right here. So we've got one case that's not working. I gotta name these properly. So this is Y boy. This one is at 544713. So not this one. That's the X. 4711, 4709, 711 is X. Alright, so the one that's not working right is the one that has only X dimensions. But doesn't expand at all in the Z direction. Oh wait, that one is working right. Z. Oh god, I'm going crazy. I added too many. Yeah, these are all fine. But I need to build some that go the other direction. Let's see. That one works. So does that one. What is going on? Seems pretty perfect to me. It's not, it's so close. This one, for some reason, doesn't work. Only when it goes in both directions. What? Yeah, there's some kind of imprecision going on here. That's what it is. Like, not a full block off. This one's rotating around like here. Here-ish. So it's like a quarter of the block off, which, considering it's 8 across, is interesting. So it's like, oh, there's something's up. Go over my math real quick. X, Y, minus Z. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. I gotta go. I'll come back to this. I don't know. Something is off by less than a full block, which doesn't make any sense because everything on here that doesn't need to go before that, does it? No, because I scale everything in that by 16 as well. Yeah. I don't know. Gonna have to wait. It is close enough as it stands. I can build a really big thing. And it will more or less fit it in the box. It's not quite centered. There's some kind of inaccuracy going on that I need to figure out, and I will get to that next. But as for now, it seems to at least fit it in the box, which is good enough for me. I need to stop spending time on this and move on to other things. So with that, I'm gonna head off. One last thing. I think there's a new... Yes, a new thing. The entity detector model. I don't know if we have a block for that yet. We don't, so I can't show it off. But next time, something to look forward to. Alright, so with that, I'm gonna go. I gotta go make dinner. We will continue maybe later tonight or tomorrow. Bye.